The letter M for petrol heads has a pretty special meaning. Pure adrenaline is what it is all about today, but for now let's hit rewind and check out the greatest hits. The M in this story is for motorsport. It was set up as a high-performance division to give BMW's racing program an edge in the 1970s. It became so legendary that the great Gordon Murray made BMW M help build the McLaren F1's 618 horsepower, 6.1-litre V12 engine, but the first racing product from its own stable was the now famous E9 3-litre CSL, or the Batmobile as it is now better known. The race car, built as a homologation special to be eligible for the European Touring Car Championship, won the series 6 times amongst other accolades. The large rear wing that earned it the nickname the Batmobile was never really fitted for the street version but packed into the boot as it was illegal in Germany. It may not have worn the M badge, but this is where the M story began, so let's now look at some of the greatest hits. The first ever car to wear the M badge and BMW's first ever supercar was the M1. The Z3M, known for its sheer brilliance in the bends and its awkward design that earned it the moniker the clown shoe. On tarmac though, it was no clown, with its powerful 3.2-litre S54 engine being a superstar. This one is a pocket rocket. A torch chassis, a manual gearbox and a limited slip differential made it a dream to drive. Incidentally, it's also the father of the M2. In 2009, BMW gave the world its first ever super SUV and the first ever all-wheel drive M car. The most powerful SUV of its time, the X5M, raced to 100 in just over 4 seconds. That extreme legacy today is shouldered by the X6M and the upcoming X3M and the X4M. The E30 M3, with its timeless design, high-revving engine and suspension setup that made it go around the corner better than cars 5 times its price, made it a hot favorite. Another M3, the E46, is popular for being pretty, compact and handles like it's on rails. The glorious sound was the cherry on the cake. It all started in 1985 with the E28 M5, the first ever of its kind. It combined luxury and performance like no other car in its time. The E60 M5 was the greatest M5 ever. A race-derived V10 engine, electronics and suspension ensured that it kept with the best supercars of its time. And while that's the blast from the past, it's the present that's still pushing the envelope. The newest pocket rocket, the M2 competition, with a quick dual-clutch gearbox and rear-wheel drive in a small nimble chassis, is one of the best-handling M cars ever made. The current day M5 competition, or the F90, is the most powerful and the fastest M5 yet. With all-wheel drive instead of rear-wheel drive, this car can get to 100 in just 3.3 seconds. And all of this with the possibility of ferrying your whole family in superb comfort. Finally, the newest and hottest BMW M, the brand spanking M8. The Grand Tourer with a dollop and a half of horsepower. This big massive coupe gets to 100 in just 3.3 seconds, and all of this while looking this good.